Are you telling me you think women got the BBLs more to impress their
I didn't
girlfriends
say more.
than to be viewed as attractive as a man?
I didn't say more, but I do think there's
Which
women.
one leads?
Huh? So what?
Which one leads? Impressing the friends
I think impressive.
or
I
wanting
think
to be
for
perceived
themselves.
as attractive?
What? I ain't gotta be attractive. I think it's just for self-esteem. I think sometimes women look in the mirror.
Did you hear what he just said?
But not
It's for what?
But for
self-esteem,
But
Yachty.
right, for themselves though. It don't have to be for another man.
Okay, but why is the self-esteem low without the BBL?
Yo, YouTube, what's going on, man? Hefe coming to you. Got my brothers with me as always, man. Geekd Up Reacts, we back with it, man. Rome, Q, and Juju. Let's get it popping today, man. We got a hot video for you, man. Dr. Umar and Lil Yachty was going up about the BBLs, man. They was trying to figure out where it's coming from, like where's the recent spike. Ain't gonna say too much, man. We definitely gonna dive into it, see what they talking about. Drop a like on the video, subscribe to the content. Let's get it popping.
All right. So what I was going to say was that
This nigga's
I think a lot of women make decisions. A, for themselves, and B, to impress their friends just as much as a man.
Tell me about the. Okay, go ahead.
That's just what I'm saying.
You
like,
said impress their friends.
Yeah, I think a lot of women do things to like keep up with their friends and impress their.
Are
like,
you telling me you think women got the BBLs more to impress their girlfriends
I didn't say more.
than to be viewed as attractive as a man?
I didn't say more, but I do think there's
Which
women.
one leads?
Huh? So what?
Which one leads? Impressing the friends.
I think impressive.
or
I
wanting
think
to be
for
perceived
themselves.
as attractive.
What? I ain't gotta be attractive. I think it's just for self-esteem. I think sometimes women look in the mirror.
Did you hear what he just said?
But not
It's for what?
But for
self-esteem,
But
Yachty.
right, for themselves though. It don't have to be for another man.
Okay, but why is the self-esteem low without the BBL?
Man, it could be based on your friends.
No, it's based on the values of the culture and the society in which they live. And we got to admit something, black men. We have sexually objectified the black woman into a sexual instrument. And you know why this hurts me? Who's the #1 sex trafficking victim in America right now, Yachty? Teenage black girls.
I know that.
12 to 17. And guess what the biggest population is, Queen? 14 to 17. They're the #1 commodity on the international child sex trafficking ring, at least in America. So you got these.
Really?
Oh yeah,
Atlanta's the
is
biggest
very
hub
big
for child trafficking.
Los Angeles is the biggest in the country, but Atlanta is one of the top ones.
The airport here, they like put signs in there, like in the airport.
Wow. Which makes sense because Atlanta is the busiest.
So yeah, he was gonna finish up and say Atlanta is the busiest airport.
Listen, I've had conversations like these multiple times on like different panels and stuff like that. I 100% believe that if you're going to get these surgeries, these plastic surgeries, get work done, definitely stems from some sort of insecurity you have about yourself. And the thing he said about that stemming from society's perception of you, I also believe you have a problem with the way people perceive you. Therefore, you decide to get work done, or you have these insecurities grow. I think in mass, it should be acceptable to say that it's for the opposite sex, but I think it's just people in general.
I think that this is a conversation that could be had. It needs to be had with a lot of like the bigger mainstream talking points or beliefs, because it kind of sounded like Yachty tried to get off with a good kind of like PG version of an answer. And when you started hitting him with certain angles that were like, I need a yes or no on this, or I need to go left or right, he couldn't really skate around it anymore. And then a lot of those answers are the answers that people don't really want to get into when it comes to a lot of questions. But I think that he raised some really good points when he was pushing back against Yachty.
I also feel the same way as far as like when it came to Yachty's point. I think the thing is with both of their points, Umar is saying it from a standpoint of why do you feel as if you're missing something to make you want to go get the BBL. But I think the thing is how Yachty was explaining it. It's kind of like when you're looking at social media or whatever, even some guys might even do it in their videos and stuff like that. You might look at a nigga and think like, okay, maybe I need to go buy a chain, go get a nice car. Like regardless of if females are doing it and they're looking at like the BBLs or getting their body done, you can pretty much same as vice versa for both sexes as far as looking at just, I guess, even people around you or, your peers and stuff like that, and thinking that, these things in society is what you need, whether it be, like I said, a BBL for females or chain, jewelry, cars, whatever for dudes and shit like that. Like it pretty much goes both ways. And I think I'm understanding what both sides are saying. However, like I said, for Umar, I think it's a insecurity thing that he's pointing out, as opposed to Yachty's kind of like you're just seeing peers and thinking, I want to do that for myself to show like, hey, everybody around me, I'm doing this as well, and I got this going on, because that's what everybody sees or is expecting of at your age or whatever your field that you're doing, or who you surround yourself around. So I definitely understand both sides though.
Man, I took it from this standpoint, man. They were both right in everything they were saying. Yachty was given the social standpoint of it, and Umar was given the internal conflict standpoint of it. Internal conflict being is the some type of self-esteem that you want to boost to be able to make yourself feel better about you, what you got going on, just how you look in general. Just it's a self-esteem, it's a boost, right? And then from the social standpoint, I want to put it in perspective of even thinking about it as an athlete, or just like I'm not saying in how the world works in general. You're in competition every single day, and that's how I feel that from a social standpoint, that's how I feel like if it's really being like looked at, or that's how you really gotta look at it like in that way. Probably are looking at your homegirls, you looking at people that's doing the same things as you, because most of these people that are getting BBLs, they're probably Instagram models. They're like some type of way, shape, or form, like your body is essentially kind of like something. Right, like your body is a part of your work, kind of, right? And so that's kind of like how the trend is like, okay, like this is what like so and so is doing. Like I gotta be like, to be able to get myself like further in what I'm trying to do, I gotta do this and that. And I'm not in the business of saying like fuck the cosmetic surgery or anything like that, because people do it just in general. Like I said, it's a big morale booster.
I get what you say. Yeah, I don't think there's any. I am in the pro fuck the surgery camp, because I just don't feel any of those emotions are ever born from a good place. I don't feel it's idolation or it's envy or it's anything. Like there's no positive emotion I feel that need in your mind is born from. So you should be working to cut that out. Over you're fixing a symptom over your issue. So
I'd also at the same time, I'd be lying if I said that them BBLs haven't done some work. I'm just saying, I'd be lying. I'd be lying.
That nigga's part of the problem. That nigga's part of the problem.
No.
I'm part of the react.
Let me tell you.
You part of the problem, nigga.
Let me tell you why. You know what I'm saying? If that, like y'all said, if that's your shit, if that's what you want to do to yourself, you know what I'm saying? If that's what you feel like you want to work on, you know what I'm saying? And this is just coming from, I'm talking to my part, you know what I'm saying? Like this is just, if that's something you want to do, you know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna be looking against or look at as far as like your reasoning and comparing your reasoning to doing it to somebody else's reason. You know what I'm saying? Because your reasons are your own as far as like what you want to do to your body, and things like that. But at the end of the day, of course you draw a line somewhere. But I'm just saying, nigga, I'd be wrong. I'd be lying if I ain't say that motherfuckers didn't come through the nation, kind of, you know what I'm saying, wiggle some shit up a little bit. And
listen, Colombia and Miami are very well respected places. You know what I'm saying? This time and age, like
that sentiment is exactly the one that spread that made these women feel like they have to go get them. I mean,
that's facts, though. That's facts. Part of the problem. He was right when he said the problem.
I'm cool either way. I am cool either way.
Is the problem.
I would say I'm cool either way though. I'm just saying.
And then I feel like because you can't be anti-cosmetic surgery, but then also be a nigga that be lusting behind the
looking for it.
I wouldn't even.
I'm not saying you. I'm just saying in general. I've seen a lot of.
Right.
I'm not saying you. I'm saying in general. I've seen a lot of people that do that. Like you can't be. The 90s woman was like this, but then you behind every shorty
liking all the photos.
Exactly. You liking all the photos.
A nigga can't have one foot on the line here, one foot like north, south pole type shit.
No, north, south.
You know what I'm saying?
Nigga said, yeah, y'all the problem. Yeah, y'all is the problem. The problem right there. The problem, yo. Listen, I genuinely feel bad for the ladies that once again that really feel like they gotta be able to have this to be able to have that, because there's so much more out there, you know what I'm saying? And I hope y'all do find it, and I mean that, and we all mean it in the best of way as well too. Definitely let us know in the comments what y'all thinking about it, man. Was they wrong? Was they right? Is there something that we was missing as well too? Drop a like on the video, subscribe to the content. We gonna catch you on that next one, man. Peace.